Hello there, welcome to another episode of World of Tanks at Ungainly Titan. We're on Ensk, and I want to show another video with the T54E1. It's not a tank I've ever seen too many videos of, and I think people generally don't care for that much, because it's not as powerful as the T57 Heavy, which I think is the next one along, and it does have its faults, but in an environment like this, the T54E1 can be quite deadly. And in this particular game, I just want to show you how it behaves kind of in its natural environment, so to speak. This is kind of the environment, an urban environment, I think suits this tank very, very well, where there's plenty of cover. You can duck around corners, duck back behind your mates, and you engage the targets at relatively short ranges. The accuracy of the gun at long range isn't that great. The dispersion's quite high. It's not as bad on the Top Gun as it is on the 90mm, but it's bad enough, like, and you're better off if you can operate at close range. The problem with operating at close range, of course, is to get the opportunity to shoot without being shot back at it. Preferably you need company for that, and you need to be quick. So we can see here the problem with dispersion at range. Okay, that shot was a bad one, but that one went to the left. None of those targets, none of those shots came close to target, although I was probably a bit hurried in the firing of them as well, because you never know who else is going to turn up. So I'm waiting for the reload here, and I'm keep checking to make sure none of these guys are getting into the square, because then I'd be vulnerable to fire. So I decided I'm going to go into the plaza here, and maybe I can get another opportunity to shoot at the enemy from relative cover. So there's an E75 taking up that laneway. The T10 isn't sure what he wants to do, so I decided I'm going to park in this laneway for a moment and see if I can get any useful... I came out, I was hoping somebody would be in the plaza over there, but the guy's behind the building, the Black Prince, and he's not inclined to show me anything. So I back in again in case somebody from the central square spotted me, and there's a tiger just poking the corner here, so I track him, because that might be useful to my teammates, and I put the second round into the same spot, which was a mistake. So I pushed the gun back for the next shot and put that into the transmission, and then I'm out of ammunition. So I pull back. The reload's going to take quite a while, and I was worried about that E75 below there, that he might decide to shoot me past the other guy. So I pulled back, and I was sort of sitting here wondering what to do. And I decided I'm going to take advantage of the long reload and just relocate completely and try and get on the flanks of tanks further south. Because that's what the best thing to do with this thing, you just try and keep seeking a flanking position at all times, and my team are actually moving forward quite aggressively. And the enemy are down tanks already, so we are actually in a pretty good position. I'm fully reloaded, and we just put around the M51 and then we shut him down. And we still have 2 shots in the clip, so I was just looking around, there's no obvious target. There's a guy off to the south, so, and we have a buddy heading the same direction, which is useful because that's somebody to cover me when I'm reloading. So there's the E75, which I don't have a clear shot at, and it's wherever's the end of the street. So I don't want to stick out too far if there's people at the end of the street. So the Black Prince sticks his nose out, and I put a round into him. He backs off. And then we have the STA-1, and we put a solid round into him. Bounce one from the E75, and he's taken quite a bit of damage. So I signal to let the Pershing know about how long I'm going to be parked up here waiting for the reload. And he pushes forward. Now that E75 is in pretty low health, so when I get at about half health I decide to start advancing as well. There's a lot of pressure coming in on the E75. And I can add to it by just being around. I don't have a round ready to shoot at him, but he doesn't know that. And he's finished off anyway before my reload is completed. And at this point we're overwhelming the enemy team completely, and so I'm going to head for the cap circle and see what other targets of opportunity present themselves. There is an enemy tank coming for the corner of the building here. Another T54E1, he's on low health, so I missed the first shot completely. Put the second round through him and finish him off, and I have 2 more rounds left, and there's no point in going for a reload this late in the game, because there's a good chance that all the enemy tanks will be dead before I'd actually get to fire them. I'm going to come up, And I'm going to keep going, get around the corner of this building and see what other opportunities are available. People are just driving through the cap circle. There's nobody actually interested in capping, and there's a T10 up here, so I overdrive the position a little bit, put around into the T10, wait for him to back off and put another one through his lower front plate, and finishes him off. And it is highly unlikely that I will get a reload complete before the remaining tanks were finished. In fact, there was 2 there when I started the reload. There's only 1 left and he's gone, and I'm not even halfway through. However, we've 9 damaging ribbons and 3 kills, which is a good amount of damage from this tank. So, a nice amount of silver earner. It's actually a decent silver earner if you can do good damage. So we do over 3k damage. We get the 2nd class mastery as well, and we come 3rd by experience. And if you look at the enemy T54E1, he did over 2k damage as well. So it's a solid enough performer once you can keep the tank alive and just keep putting out the fire into those enemy tanks. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please consider giving it a like and the channel a subscription if you haven't already done so, and I'll catch you again soon.